Okay, so give us the top five items you want in your kit if you're as a costume designer.
Thick skin. Very thick skin. I don't know if you've ever... I don't know how many of you have significant others, and I don't know if you've ever been in a situation where they come out and they say, how do I look? Mm-hmm. That's my job. 24 hours a day with people who generally are 1,000 times more concerned with how they look than any significant other I've ever had. So like you have to have a very thick skin because they're going to, if you make them look bad or you pick out a pair of jeans that's bad, they're going to come at you. Like it's your fault. So, and not a lot of people know that. I think like a lot of people that watch movies don't even think about how the actors get the clothes that they wear in the movies. But like every item of clothing that you see in a movie, speaking role, non-speaking role, I've seen and approved. So it's like whether I've been in a fitting or I've seen photos of background or I go to holding in the morning and pick out what they're going to wear, like I've seen it all. So,
how do you, I'm sorry, I know we're talking, but like, how do you maneuver? What's the art form? Like what any examples you can give of those, how you would talk to an artist in those situations?
I always say it's not good for the character because like the character is like a really, like it's really important.
It's good. Get in the actor's head. Yeah. They love that.
Like stick with the dialogue of like, this isn't you. This is a character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you noticed a lot more, like, I feel like the last 8 years, I don't know, like every number one is also a producer.
Executive producer.
Do they feel like they have the ability to say no to you more often?
They do. That is 100% why I don't like my job as much as I used to.
Okay.
So yeah, the new thing is, the actors are executive producers, which means they get a say in their wardrobe. So like when I'm in a fitting, I will have had 15 meetings about the look of the show. I'll have had at least 2 or 3 meetings about costumes specifically. So like I know we're going to shoot in this room for this show. I'm not going to put somebody in a blue shirt that's going to sit in that chair. Like I just wouldn't do it. But an actor that comes in as an executive producer hasn't been in all those meetings and hasn't seen all this stuff, and they want to wear a blue shirt.
I'm sorry we put you in the white chair.
I asked him. I said, should I really sit in the white chair? He said, no, it's fine.
I said it's fine because I really wanted the sweater behind her.
Yeah.
Which is great for her close-up. What about a green shirt and an orange chair? What do you think about that?
Green and orange are complementary colors.
The
nice.
pop his eyes.
It really makes you look youthful.
Like a
sweet baby girl.
You know, you say it's a diss, I say it's a compliment. Thank you.
So,
okay, so we got number one.
Thick skin.
Comfortable shoes.
Number
2.
We mostly stand. I think it's like another misconception, but even in costumes, we'll stand for the whole time we're at work and doing fittings and bending over. It was hard when I started this because it was a low-rise jeans era and you were on your hands and knees having pants a lot. So I'm going to say like high-rise pants, like for sure, if you can, because there's nothing worse than you're out on the street with somebody famous and they walk out of their trailer and their shoe is untied and you don't, like I said before, you don't want them wrinkling their pants. So I will tie their shoe. Well, there's nothing like seeing your butt crack in Us Weekly tying somebody's shoe on camera to let you know you should always wear high-waisted pants when at work.
This happened to you?
Oh my God. It was mortifying. No. It wasn't like full plumbers, but it was definitely like part of my lower back. And I was like, this is...
Should never have gotten that tattoo.
I mean, Meryl Streep Spanx, like butt cracking. Like, I can't believe I still have a career is basically what I'm saying.
Okay, that's top 3. You got 2 more.
I think that it's really, it's another big misconception. A huge part of my job is doing a budget. So some knowledge of math is great. And unfortunately, I don't know, you guys went to mass art. How much math did they teach you?
The math class I took, we had to prove that 0 existed.
That sounds so
with a painting, I'm sure. I'm sure you had to like paint the proof that 0. Yeah. So like my biggest budget was over $1 million, and you have to break it down by each piece of clothing and submit that to the line producer pre-shooting, and then you have to make amendments based on script changes. So like a large part of my job is doing budget.
Is that, sorry to break this up. Yeah. Something like that, is that your pitch to get a job? Or do you do that after you have the job?
After.
Okay.
And then once I set the budget, just like once I set the clothing, the budget goes to the coordinator. And then she will tell me.
How realistic.
And
Here's the other thing that I don't think a lot of people know. When a studio, when they write a scene, when a writer writes a scene, when a producer decides this is the scene that we're going to do, for that outfit, for that scene, I can't send them one option and I'm like, oh, I fucking nailed it.
Yeah.
I have to send them 3 to 5 options for each outfit in the movie or TV show. So if my budget is $500,000, I tell the coordinator, do not worry unless we pass 850. Because I know that almost 40% is going to get returned because I'm only keeping one out of the 3 outfits I buy. So it's like, it's a really hard
It's like a plus
game.
and minus the whole time.
So I have new coordinators that'll be like, oh my God, we're $100,000 over. And I'm like, we're fine.
Yeah.
I was like, come and find me when we're $300,000 over. But like, that's just how I work. Some people shop more over. Like some people will double the budget. And it's really hard because the way that productions approve money is it's usually weekly. And so they have to approve the overages. Like we have like 5 or 6 credit cards that get issued for my department. And each credit card has a limit. But that limit covers the budget. It doesn't cover the overages because they don't always take into account the returns. So I constantly am on the phone with accounting because I'm the only person in my department, unless I sign off on it, that can increase the budgets of our credit cards.
I see.
So it's like, this is why I tell people, like costume design is 20% of my job. I also have to manage a department of 30 people sometimes. So it's like budgets, credit cards, personalities, actors, studio deadlines, casting. Like very rarely am I sitting at my desk drawing an outfit. Like I don't even get to do that anymore. We have illustrators. So like a huge part of my job is management, like just managing, like being the face of the department, like I think it's really important, like why I'm not on set all the time, because for me, all the work happens in the meetings. Like we decide what the looks are and the feelings. And for me, being in the fitting with an actor and finding the character is way more important than me being on set when I've been with them and we've had meetings about it. The studio's seen the pictures than me going to set and making sure it's okay. So like a huge part of my job is upfront. That's why, like, at the end of the job, I'm like, oh, all the costumes are established. I'm done. Like, get me out
Not
of here.
going to the wrap party. Burn the costumes.
So number
one
4
more.
was
Number 4.
math. No, number 4 was math, and we got 5.
I think 5 is like, I guess more advice than things I would bring is like, find your allies. A lot of people in this business are for sure out for gain. Like, I think we all, like, it's a really cutthroat business, but like I've met like some of the best friends in the world, and like it's really nice to go into a job knowing like that it might be your department kind of up against the rest of depending on what kind of job it is, but like at least I know that like my department like will always have my back, and like I've met and worked with some like really amazing people.
Awesome.
Yeah,
They're gangs. We've talked about this. Like
exactly.
Every minute's gang.
Yeah.
That's how they all come to set.
We're the Jets for sure.